What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua said this to Tyson Fury. He said, "Enough Twitter talk. I know I can beat Fury. I want the smoke." Wow. The WBO, the IBF, the IBO, the WBA heavyweight champion of the world 2 times is hoping everything gets wrapped up for the highly anticipated unification with Tyson Fury. Fury recently took to social media and blasted Joshua, claiming the once beaten boxer was stalling their ongoing negotiations. The two sides have been exchanging contracts and looking to finalize the terms for a showdown targeted to take place on the date of June. The location will be determined once the agreement has been reached. Joshua rejects Fury's accusations of dragging his feet to finalize the fight, and this is what he had to say. Quote, "I do not know what it is for him, but all I want to do is beat him. He's in my industry, and we're both front runners, but I want to be number one. This is to be undisputed world heavyweight champion," Joshua told JD's #King of the Airwaves radio show. He said, "Enough of this Twitter talk back and forth. It's about securing the fight and putting on a good show and using my energy to uplift people, not to bring them down. I don't want to demonize his character and use my energy to bring someone down. I know I can beat him. I believe it, and I will prove it. So in June, I'm looking to defend my titles, and I'm looking to claim one more as well. I want all the smoke. I'm looking to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I've been chasing it, and I'm born for it, and I'm definitely going to do it." Those are the words of Anthony Joshua. Now, we may look at this as in a totally different light. It's many ways you can look at this. First, this is coming, you could look at it as frustration. Why? Because Tyson Fury is once again playing mind games that the other side is stalling. One thing you can do to get up under somebody's skin is claim that they're not doing what they can to make the fight happen that everybody wants to see. So fair play to Tyson Fury. He's doing exactly that. If you can convince a group of people, especially your fans, that it's Joshua that's having either second thoughts, doubts, apprehensiveness, regret on any level, you're winning, okay? Especially if you can convince people to think otherwise. Especially if you can convince the person that that you know what you're trying to do and how you're trying to slander this person. Joshua knows that's not the case. I don't believe that's the case. I just think it's a big, complicated fight to make, right? I think that's what it is. And I think because of that, we have so many sides to become involved. Everybody has to come connected with everybody else and to make this particular fight happen, okay? Now, obviously, it must have done something to Joshua for Joshua to be saying this type of stuff, right? He's making a general statement of what he can do in his belief in his ability, right, and his skill. But for him to come out and said, "Hey, that's not true. That's not happening. Hey, I don't want to demonize the guy, but at the end of the day, I want to take the fight in." Well, here's the thing. Tyson Fury is doing everything it takes to demonize you, to make you little or smaller than a person than you really are, to make you appear a smaller person than you really are. That's what Tyson Fury does. He's just doing it in a systematic way. He has that type of mindset. Okay, Tyson Fury will go in there and do, look, it's just began, okay? Now, Joshua's saying enough of this Twitter talk. That means that's frustration. That means, hey, I'm tired of talking. Let's fight. But the talking ain't over. But guess what, though? Joshua started the talking. You remember that? Oh, I'm going to bring up the allegations about Martin Carefoot and the wild boar meat and what really happened with UCAD. Okay, Tyson Fury ain't forgot about that shit. In fact, Tyson Fury responded to that. Right? So, no, the Twitter talk, The talk in general is never over. Look, Tyson Fury knows and understands something, and I want this to be known right now. Tyson Fury right now is going to talk more shit than he talked in the first or the second or the Klitschko fight, all combined in this particular match. Why you say and why do you say or ask why? Because Tyson Fury himself is going to cash out. If he wins, we might not see a second fight. We might see one damn fight. Right? And it's going to be for a huge amount of money, 100 million pounds. That's pretty much, well, wait a minute. That's more than what he made for his contract with ESPN altogether for how many fights? 5 fights? So this is one fight. You think Tyson Fury, if he beats Joshua, you think he will come back? Unless it's just in the contract, which it is. But that doesn't mean Tyson Fury has to honor the damn thing. He ain't honored anything else. He ain't honored the Klitschko nor the Wilder third fight. What makes you think he won't do that shit for with Anthony Joshua? Okay? So he knows if I beat this kid, I frustrate this kid, I get in this kid's mind, I live in his head rent-free, he's mine. I'm going to pick him apart like I did Klitschko, like I did Wilder, and the third time's a charm. Because this time, I'm doing it for all the marbles. I'm doing it for my retirement check. And guess what? I got 3 times the work to do of talking shit to make this young man pissed off enough at me to do something stupid like tire himself out, leave himself open, or be in a state of unfocusedness. Right? If that's a such word. Unfocusedness. Right? The Villology 101, right? So yeah, he's going to do that. He's going to talk so much shit during this time that Joshua, I think he should just stop talking and just resort to training and focus on the physicality and the walking instead of the talking, because he ain't going to beat Tyson Fury talking, and I'm going to tell you that for sure. That ain't going to happen. And with that UCAS shit, I wouldn't have never done that, because you know Tyson Fury's going to pull out every trick in the sleeve. Look, again, he's going to talk so much shit about Anthony Joshua to the point Anthony Joshua's going to get tired of hearing his name from Tyson Fury's mouth. So, if this is an inch of frustration of Joshua saying enough of the Twitter talk, he ain't seen nothing yet. But let's move on to what Joshua did say. You know, so, because you have to speak it, believe it, receive it. Right? Like DW says, speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. So this is what Joshua's speaking. So he said it's about securing the fight and putting on a good show and using my energy to uplift people and not bring them down. I don't want to. We know that. Now, he says I'm looking to become the unified, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and I've been chasing it. I'm born for it, and I'm definitely going to do it. Okay. Now, he said, I know I can beat him. I believe it, and I will prove it. Now, let's stop there. I think since Joshua said this should, because the less you say, the more powerful it becomes. If you have to speak something over and over and over again without really executing it, it becomes weaker. Your word becomes not as powerful or not powerful at all, especially if it doesn't prove to be true. What he says, I know I can beat him, I believe it, and I will prove it. That's all he really has to say. Now, if he sticks to that and he fucks around and does it, he will be known. Well, you know what? He didn't even buy into the trash talk. He started it at first, but when he said what he said on the 1st of March, he meant it because he did it. That would be what would be written, what would be said about Anthony Joshua. But if he continues down this rabbit hole with Tyson Fury, he might find himself in a place that he might not like, an uncomfortable place. Wilder felt it. He felt it the first fight. Not the second, but the first. Okay? Wilder was frustrated. Okay? He was frustrated at Fury. I want to knock him out so bad. He was pissed off. So that's one thing you don't want to get with Tyson Fury, because you're damn near not going to get under his skin. And if you do, I want to meet the man that does, because you got to be one hell of a shit talker. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua, tired of the Twitter talk, saying that he can beat Fury and he will prove it. Tell me your comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.